Good evening, fellow masters. Your host, Lord Valderos here, back with some more fake Grand Order. So then, where we last left off, I believe we kicked Ishtar's tiny hiney, along with other matters at hand. Anyways, Section 4. Hardworking citizens of Aruk. Although it might be a little too late to say this, but there might be some lag due to the fact that I'm currently uploading my summoning video, the first one, which I know is a little bit late on the chart. This is where you'll be staying. It's old, but it should be sufficient for your needs. It was originally used as a tavern. The first floor is a shared space, and the rooms are on the second and third floors. I didn't think you'd lend us a whole building. Thank you, Siduri. Isn't this great, Master? 3 days after our race shift, and we already have a home to call our own. My dream home has a white picket fence and a pool. You've got good taste. That's my dream too. A happy home just like that. But by the time I had more than 50 of those homes, they definitely weren't happy anymore. And it's also the ideal place to set up a summoning circle. I imagine this is going to be your base this time, Lord Valderox. It's the Chaldean embassy. We can all live here. Senpai, Merlin, Anna, Fao. A hideout for the 4 of us, including Lady Mosh, plus 1 beast. I have room in the ziggurat. But this place looks more fun. Let's go take a look at the 2nd floor. This may be a short stay, but it's important to choose rooms. You don't look happy. That's not it. It's just frustrated that I'm getting further away from my goal. I'll go check in on Merlin. I need to monitor him to make sure he doesn't do anything funny. So they both went upstairs, huh? Let's get our work done too. Mash, get the circle ready. It'll make navigation a little more easier. Right, deploying round table, anchoring ley line coordinates. Okay, is that my cue? It's time for your circle setup mini lecture. In this episode of Magecraft Trivia, we'll cover the Age of Gods and Divine Spirits. Since you're in the BC period known as the end of the Age of Gods, it's the perfect subject. I told you about divine spirits before, so this time, let's talk about the Age of Gods. Mages call the magical energy that fills the atmosphere mana. The further back in time you go, the more of it there is. Think of it as the magical energy of the earth itself. It was not unlike an infinite supply of gasoline for humans. On the other hand, the individual magical energy possessed by a human or heroic spirit is called Odin. This magical energy comes from the special nerve tissue called the magical circuit. Remember though, the difference in scale between Ode and a human and the Earth's mana is tremendous. Mana is a vast reservoir of energy, and Ode is just a tiny little drop. Hence, since the start of the AD era, the amount of mana has been steadily decreasing. As a result, in the 21st century, mages practice their mystics using Oda alone. We'll skip over why there's less mana for now. It's got to do with the Isle of Britain, so I'm sure it'll come up eventually. Anyway, in the Age of Gods, mana was everywhere, and it wasn't just more of it, it was more potent too. Mana in the AD period is called Ether, the 5th imaginary element. It's artificial magical energy, see? Before the AD era, human civilization was still in development. Magical energy was called something else.
true earth of the power that gave birth to planets and formed the stars, the true fifth element. This true ether is the root that forms the gods. It wasn't humans who ruled this era, it was the gods. Would you call them nature, or concepts if you like. The gods in the sky, gods of the earth, gods in the sea. Love was a god, hate was a god, death and battle also had gods. The laws of nature were among the many authorities wielded by the gods. The world belonged to them. You could even say the gods form many aspects of this world. There are different opinions as to whether the gods spoken of in legends, faiths, and religions of the modern world are the same beings. The modern mages at least believe that many legends are interpretations of things that took place during the age of gods. The gods truly existed, however, with the arrival of the age of man, they vanished. These disappearances come in three stages: decline, parting, and opportunity. The opportunity phase took place around the 7th century BC. The Great Disaster in around 1400 BC supposedly caused prehistoric mythological civilizations to weaken, hence the decline phase. Sorry about that. Here in 2600 BC, the parting phase at the end of the Age of Gods, when gods and humans went their separate ways. Mesopotamia is no exception. As it happens, the Mesopotamian gods came up with their own way of trying to continue the Age of Gods, but a single king ruined their plans, a king created to bind man and gods together. Part man, part god, the man they'd hoped would be the wage of the heavens, Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. But instead he chose a path opposite to the one that gods laid out for him. He chose to distance himself from the gods. Gilgamesh's rebellion caused the gods of Mesopotamia to gradually lose their power, and in time they vanished from the surface of the earth. Even in this era, the gods are gone. They fulfilled their role and vanish. The present theory is that they exist as hollow divine spirits on a higher plane, watching over the world. The true gods have vanished from this world, leaving behind only shadows. In 1,000 years, those shadows will be gone, replacing the minds of humans only by legends. That's why I thought you wouldn't run into any living gods. I was shocked to see you found an alliance of goddesses. From the data I just saw, Ishar's spirit origin was extremely close to the real thing. A god's authority is a mystic far beyond magecraft. You could call it a manifestation of omnipotence. We're not sure who your true foe is in that era, but it's clear that the goddesses aren't on your side. Be careful, Lord Valderox. I know I'm wasting my time saying this, but don't do anything too crazy, okay? Did everyone get some ale? Lord Valderox and Mash are minors, so they can have fruit water. I'm sorry, I prefer water too. Ale is so bitter. Oh, how thoughtless of me. I heard you were a servant, so I didn't think about it. How about this milk instead? It's got honey in it, so it's sweet. I don't like sweet things either. Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, I'd like to have a quick toast to celebrate Lord Valderox's new job with the Uruks. Ready, everyone? Cheers! Cheers. Woo, that's good stuff. Especially after half a day of cleaning. Hard work is the best way to make booze taste good. I live for this kind of thing. This is delicious. I don't like sweet stuff. Merlin took the corner room. It's not fair. If I get a chance, I think I'll murder him. Cheers, Senpai. This fish is very good. They say it was caught in the river, but it doesn't taste muddy. In fact, it's quite firm. Oh, this lamb is nice and juicy too. How did they
flavor without spices. So mysterious. My curiosity may never be satisfied.
You're enjoying yourself, Mash?
Yes, and it's all because
fate must have brought us together again. Lord Valderox, here, have a drink. Ushiwakamaru, you mustn't go pouring ale for Lord Valderox. And I think you should limit your own drinking as well. Just like your sense of taste, you cannot handle liquor very well. Do not tell me you've forgotten how you embarrassed yourself on the bridge in Uruk yesterday. Ha 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 ha. You didn't quite jump over 8 shifts. More like 6, or maybe 5. You did a somersault into a big jump and then landed so hard just to split the bridge in 2. Ha ha ha. That was crazy. Ha ha ha.
Fine, sit down, turn away from me, and stare at your feet, Benkei. I've heard your warning. By the way, you never seem to stop talking. Is it because you sense your impending death? I may die tonight, and so I should say everything that's on my mind. Is that your logic? Perfect. I shall help with your beheading.
And then I pop my head down at the last second. It's a party trick I'd like to call Wakabenke. Ha ha ha. Did you like that, Lord Yoshitsune? The trick is to pop your head down like a turtle. A turtle!
Why, you had the most bizarre talents, but it was funny, so I suppose I shall forgive you. Yes, as you can see, it's because I met some reliable allies.
Are you sure they're not laughable? Yep, I never imagined King Gilgamesh would summon other servants. But it makes sense. That explains how he's holding back the demonic front. Rider Ushiwakamaru and Lancer Musashi Benkei defeat the demonic beasts around Uruk. And in command of the demonic front is none other than Siduri. I require only nutrients. Alcohol should not be enjoyed until after we wiped out demonic beast. My heart is still at the front lines, just like the Uruks who are fighting day after day. But I do not need sleep. The body requires energy. But the brain requires sugar and sleep. During the battle, we soldiers are a part of a massive calculation. The load that combat places on the brain is equal to 4 days worth of doing your taxes. Warriors are mathematicians. Based on your experience, 2 hours of battle requires 15-minute nap. Requires it. And yet, the younger soldiers tell me that I'm the only one who could immediately fall asleep amongst a horde of demonic beasts and also get up right away. You're tired, you sleep. You think, oh crap, you instantly wake up and jam your spear into a demonic beast's maw. Survival is the first thing you learn in Sparta, but these Uruk soldiers push things to the next level. You fight until you die, you can't repel the enemy army. It's a waste of your own life. Listen, you want a motto? The motto of a defender should be, don't die until the fight's over. That's what I think.
What? What? Who poured ale into General Leonidas' cup? Who knows? Knowing him, he probably poured it for himself accidentally. It's good medicine for him, if you ask me. He hasn't rested as much as he says he has. The demonic beasts are calmer at night. Let him relax for the evening. I see. Maybe you're right. If you say so, Lord Ushiwakamaru, then well...
That was a long conversation, but if I told us what we need to know about the power balance between them. Has Ushiwakamaru been leading the heroic spirits up until now? Merlin probably tried to avoid getting assigned to such a cumbersome job.
Roman, was it? It's true that I'm the representative of the heroic spirits right now. Well, we were summoned here by the king of this land. We know not of your Chaldea. Perhaps there's another there among you, but please don't assume I'm the same person. Benkei, Leonidas, and I all made our contracts with King Gilgamesh. If ever we're forced to choose between Lord Valderox, okay. And the king, we'll choose the king without hesitation. However, our goal of defending this era and this city is the same as yours. Lord Valderox, humanity's last master, you have come from a distant world to this troubled land. What heroic spirit could fail to respect you for that? We shall help you in every way possible to the best of our abilities. Thank you, Ushiwakamaru. No need to thank me. It is my duty as a heroic spirit. Good. Our circumstances may be different, but we're all working toward the same goal. Well, can I ask you something? It was King Gilgamesh who summoned you, right? Then is he the only one who's providing you with magical energy right now? Indeed. After Merlin, King Gilgamesh summoned 7 of us heroic spirits to this land. Now there are only 4 of us, but we'll talk about that another time. During the summoning was King Gilgamesh's magical energy that formed our spirit origins. But now we maintain our own sources of energy. We eat and sleep like humans and generate magical energy all on our own. So you incarnated, huh? That explains it. Not even the king would be able to simultaneously maintain the spirit origins of 4 servants at once. Yes, he really went a bit crazy. I should never have told him about the Holy Grail War. Just supplying me with magical energy almost drained him dry. But then he says, I'll summon 7 more. The reason King Gilgamesh isn't on the front lines fighting is partially because he still hasn't recovered all his magical energy. So it seems. Before we were summoned, he said he didn't know who the enemy was. The northern cities were wiped out by demonic beasts, disasters occurred all over the land, and Kutha vanished overnight. That's when King Gilgamesh said he saw the future. He saw a future where Uruk was destroyed and swallowed up into an abyss.
That must be King Gilgamesh's clairvoyance. That's why he took the risk of summoning a heroic spirit. As a king who had to deal with such a disaster, he required multiple heroic spirits, correct?
That's right. Excellent analysis, Mash Kirlight. May I call you Mash?
Yes, I'm Mash Kirlight. I'm just a demi-servant, but nice to meet you.
The pleasure is mine. Anyway, back to the timeline. After this era became a singularity and humanity was incinerated, King Gilgamesh summoned us. 6 months later, Uruk was reborn into a fortress city. We grow crops, train soldiers, and build structures within the fortress. A monetary system was established purely as an emergency measure for the war, all while we struggle against this unknown enemy. That's pretty amazing.
Incredible, people fought in America too, but that was only after the nation had already been destroyed. Uruk is the opposite. People are fighting right now to prevent the destruction of their world in the first place.
Well, it was a matter of timing. If what happened in America had come a few years later, they would have fought the Celts head on. What was lucky for Uruk was that King Gilgamesh had come back mature. After he finished his search for immortality, he probably underwent a bit of a mental change. Right, speaking of his search for immortality...
It was his friend Enkidu who started it all, right? So much happened that I forgot. I see. So you met that Enkidu then. King Gilgamesh's friend, a hero equal in stature, and now humanity's enemy. We just can't believe that truly Enkidu, the Uruks... It's truly Enkidu. The Uruks knew the old Enkidu. The Enkidu was the one who restrained King Gilgamesh. The king who was fated to be alone until death and taught him the joys of friendship. Though they insisted they were simply a tool to me, Enkidu seemed like nothing less than a very kind person. The real Enkidu would never wear such a cruel smile on their face. That thing that threatens Samur now must be a fake, only pretending to be Enkidu.
A fake, huh? And Enkidu is dead, like the legend says.
Yes, the king watched as Enkidu died and buried his friend in the underworld. Thinking back, there was nothing so beautiful or sad as Enkidu. They may have been a puppet made by the gods, but they gained a heart. Granted, Enkidu was shattered along with it, but... Enkidu gained a heart, but was shattered along with it. That's... No, for now let's talk about King Gilgamesh. Does the king know that a fake version of his lost friend had been made into his enemy?
Yes, of course he does. Though the king doesn't leave the ziggurat, so he's never met them personally. But his response wasn't remarkable. Someone calling themselves Enkidu appeared. I see. Well, I suppose that's possible. That's all he said. He didn't get angry or sad. What kind of reaction is that? I've lived a long time in the world of humans, but I can't understand it.
Yes, it didn't feel like he was trying to keep us from worrying either.
The world will come to an end before he cares about someone else's feelings. Well, no matter what King Gilgamesh is thinking, I'm glad he's staying calm. The only reason Uruk is still standing at all is because of how hard the king is working. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here. If he ever abandoned the role of the wise king and became the king of heroes again, Uruk would be doomed. Want to avoid that too. After all, if Uruk fell, I wouldn't be able to drink its ale or visit its brothels. Woohoo! But we had to find out who the fake is. Yes, I'm not telling you to forget it. We'll definitely find out who this fake, false Enkidu is. That can be done tomorrow. You haven't rested since your race shift, right? Get some rest tonight. We can talk and begin your new lives tomorrow. I have something to look into, so I'll be gone for a while. But while I'm away, you can get help from Siduri and the other servants. Look, Anna fell asleep too. Take care of her as well. She told you she doesn't like humans, but she doesn't hate them either. Actually, she's scared of them, so she's trying to keep her distance. You know what that means, right? Scared of humans? Alright, I'll be going then. One of my favorite girls is waiting for me.
Erlen's right, Senpai. You don't look so good. Your vitals are dropping too. Maybe rude, but let's leave Ushiwakamaru and the others and get some rest.
Right. Good night, Nash.
Yes. Good night, Master. I'll see you tomorrow, here in the lobby of the Chaldean Embassy.
Wow, I barely did anything that spent a lot. I might be tempted just to go into the battles and, just get the dialogue. If it keeps this up. Arumi, do you have anything with friend points? Yes, you do. Take it. Now then, I'll just stick with the same team.
Good morning, Senpai. You must have slept well last night. Good morning. Both of you are early risers. So amazing.
We're just swapping out the staff over here too. Good morning, Lord Valderox. Morning, everyone.
Seems you're all here. Very well, let me give you your assignment, Lord Valderox. Today's task is for Mr. Limat at the ranch. Apparently he wants help shearing his sheep.
Huh? Shearing sheep? Shearing sheep? That's such a menial chore.
It isn't a menial task. Wool is priceless. It is a valuable commodity for trade. Sheep are normally shorn 2 or 3 times a year. The shorter the cycle, the greater the profit. Mr. Lima's main assets are his 180 sheep. It takes 4 hours to shave one. He can only shave for a day, at most. In other words, it would take Mr. Lamont over a month to shear all the sheep by himself. A whole month. If this could be shortened to 10 days, do you see how much of a difference in profit it would make?
So it's like a shipment coming in a month late. That analogy is really the opposite, but I see what you mean. It's the age of the fast and furious, or rather the harassed and the furriest.
Understood. Leave it to us. Let's do this, Master. I like your enthusiasm. Now then, here's your referral letter. Sheep are nice, Mash. They are very fluffy this time of year. So they are fluffy. This one will be one tough mission.
Give it up, Fowl.
Oh, that's right, I forgot to mention that the ranch is on the outskirts of Rook. There are reports of previously undocumented demonic beasts roaming the area. Please be careful.
So how's that thing still intact then if it's getting attacked? Is what I have to say on the matter.
光の槍、今こそ見せましょう。突撃準備。そうか、的確に行こう。ああ。ほら。えい。えい。遅い。
Sorry, folks. What are we tackling afterwards?
強気で突撃。やっ。えい。そうか、的確に行こう。突撃。
So, okay.
H およそ私に殺せぬものなどない。清掃それも抜病。
Again, not much I have to do.
最果てに光を放つ。そうは空を地を決める嵐の怒り。ロンゴミニアド。呼び起こす星の息吹。人と共に歩む。ゆえにエヌマ・エリシュ。
キだ。
差しうがつ突きうがつ。 イボルクオルタナティブ。
聞いた。
So you didn't die.
我が槍は星の輪光、最果ての輝き。何者も阻むことはできない。
Hey, I owe you one. I was helpless against those vermin. I only expected you to keep watch as I was shearing, but never imagined you to exterminate them. Expect nothing less from the elites working directly for the king. Help me again sometime. Here's 3 sheep, silver. Huh? Don't I have sheep to shear, you ask? All the circumstances have changed. The girls from the sacred temple wanted to try shearing so much so they're willing to pay me silver for it. So the other sheep were reserved for them. Who knew that shearing sheep would become a business unto itself? Oh, brother, fads sure are weird. You can say that again.
The sheep passed by right in front of our eyes.
Both of you, get a hold of yourselves. Well, that didn't go the way they'd hoped. Have nothing to say to Mash and Anna. Must be a side effect of the sudden introduction of a monetary system and the ability to buy entertainment. It is an effective method of livening up a city, but it might be about 500 years too early.
Yes, I believe security deposit of silver began thriving from around the Akkadian period. It didn't exist in the early dynastic period. It's not that King Gilgamesh is at fault, or perhaps it was too early for the citizens of Farouk. I agree, Mash. The monetary system is bad civilization. Reservations are terrible.
Oh. Just like that, we had to stop because, again, we're reaching the 30-minute mark, folks. So, it's your host, Lord Valdrox here, wishing you all tons of luck on your rolls. Hopefully, by the time, well, currently as the current recording time of this video, my first roll video is still being uploaded because my internet is not agreeing with me. So, apologies for that. Anyways, though, good luck and regardless.